We begin in India, where thousands of farmers are marching on the capital, demanding reform. They are pushing for agricultural policy changes, including guaranteed prices for their produce. Farmers want the government to address ongoing problems and keep to its pledges. But what are these reforms and how will they impact the economy? Abdul Wahab Ayubi explains.
These farmers are fed up, angry about their exhausting efforts being sold for a meager amount. They are demanding guaranteed crop prices and have been for more than 2 years.
All that the farmers are asking for is the following: that in the situation where open market prices drop below the legally announced minimum support price announced by the government, then and only then will the government need to buy up a minimum amount in order to stabilize the market.
A minimum support price will guarantee that the value of their crops will not fall below a fixed amount, meaning their incomes will not fall below a certain threshold. It will also guarantee a customer base for their farming sector if demand were to fall, avoiding any sort of deflationary spiral of falling prices. Analysts say the minimum support price will help farmers move out of crops which are not productive and become more invested in produce that is in demand.
One good thing that will come out of a minimum support price for other crops is that Punjabi farmers who are unnecessarily growing rice, which is a very water intensive crop in water scarce Punjab, they will be able to move out to other products, other crops, which would be a very good thing for the ecology. It would be good thing for the country's economy because other produce needs to be produced.
As farmers become more productive, the economy will reap the benefits, seeing increased output, income and employment. And as incomes rise, so too will overall domestic demand and consumption, improving economic growth. New Delhi is turning into a fortress of barricades, but in pursuit of better prices, these farmers will keep marching on. Abdul Wahab Ayubi, TRT World.
We are now joined by Pangjak Mahalle in Yavatmal, India. He is the founder and CEO of Gram Heat. And we're also joined by Shaheen Abdallah, who is a news editor at Maktub Media in India. And he joins us now live from New Delhi. Thank you for being with us. Right, Pankaj, I'm going to start with you, and I'd like to ask you, what are the main reasons as to why Indian farmers are protesting right now?
Yeah, as a smallholder farmer and social entrepreneur, I would like to share the root causes of this protesting happening in India. So there are 3 reasons which I can share here. One is the high cost of cultivation. In the last 1 decade, cost of cultivation actually has gone almost double. But unfortunately, the farmer, they rely on the government, and the government promises that they will increase the farmer's income almost double by 2022. But instead of that, the cost of cultivation actually has increased a lot. Second reason is the climate change impact.
Right.
Every year, the Indian farmers actually has facing the several issues related to the climate change. We are actually losing crop every crop seasons, and it's adding the fuel into our agrarian distress. And third reason is unfair policies by government. So most of the time, the government prefer their consumers as an vote bank, and they always prefer that the neutralizing the prices or stabilizing the prices, but they never think about what the exactly farmers getting through their produce.
Right, it's all very clear. And Shaheen, do you agree with this view? But also, do you think that the farmers' demands, or some of those demands, will be met this year? But do you remember 2020 was also a year of protests for farmers in India? Is there any significant difference between the current protests and what happened in 2020?
This year is also a fallout of what happened in 2020 and 2021. For almost a year, farmers protested at Singhu border outside on the outskirts of New Delhi. And what they are demanding this time, they are going to come back to Singhu border, or at least they want to reach to Delhi and assert that the promises were not met, that which was promised by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The promises are not met, and they're asking for the legal guarantee of MSP, minimum support price. So this is not something new. Farmers have been demanding for MSP for a long time, and the reason to happen at this moment is because after 2020, there was a lot of terms that was put forward by the farmers, and it has not been
Right.
met by the government, and they feel that they have been betrayed by the government. So that's why people are back. And the way the crackdown that happened in last month is also quite alarming. The way the protests were shot at, and the guns were also used. So what we're seeing is that there's a violent crackdown on the farmers, and they're very much frustrated at what's happening.
Are you more optimistic then, Shaheen, that their demands will be met this time round or not?
See, after the farmers started protesting, there has been a fear mongering about how how MSP could impact
Right.
the economy,
Right.
how it is going to be in enormous numbers. But these are not actual numbers. It's not a projection from an credible source to say. But some numbers have been randomly, some of the Indian media have been
Right.
quoting some sources in the government and putting an exaggerated number. But where Indian government is going to really have an issue is going to be where the farmers are
Right.
demanding to stop free trade agreements with other countries and pull out of World Trade Organization
Okay.
deals.
And sorry to interrupt, but just quickly, before we run out of time, Pankaj, how important is this? What does it mean for the upcoming elections in India? How important are farmers as a voting bloc, and what sort of impact can they have?
Sure, definitely. 1 year back, there was an election, UP government election, the state election, and the protest was happening around that state. And now it's the central government elections. We have it's a big festival of democracy we have, and definitely the government need to understand the importance of securing the livelihood of the smallholder farmers, because every day
Right.
they are facing different challenges, and if they are not understand this issue this time, they might be get the setback from the farmers, because
Right.
more than 118 million farmers, only smallholder farmers we have, and they are facing severe issues of this climate change and high cost of cultivation. Therefore, we say that unfortunately every half an hour one farmer commits suicide, and this is the biggest tragedy of Indian agriculture.
It's a really terrible situation. Pankaj Mahalle and Shaheen Abdullah, it was a pleasure having you both on the program. Thank you.